It looks like we have some great news when it comes to all six Lexie Hulls that are out there on the floor for the Indiana Fever. As Lexie Hull has been playing better as of late. She definitely plays better as a starter and being out there with Caitlin Clark. Like, we just got to keep it real about that. Her chemistry with Caitlin Clark, she does all the dirty work. She knows to go back door. She does everything. She's like a perfect Caitlin Clark teammate. Great role player. We got to get into this article, man. Caitlin Clark had a lot to say about it as well. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated, as always.
As the gym door swung open, the intensity was suffocating. Stephanie White stood in absolute disbelief as she watched Caitlin Clark and Lexie Hull dismantle the practice squad with a level of ferocity nobody expected. This wasn't just a standard shoot-around or a light walkthrough before the next big game. It was a full-scale assault on the rim that left the coaching staff speechless and the competition scrambling for answers. The energy was so electric that you could practically feel the floor vibrating beneath their feet, with every possession played at an extraordinary pace and intensity. What unfolded was far more than an ordinary practice session. It was a powerful statement of confidence, determination, and dominance that had everyone in the gym convinced they were witnessing something truly special.
Lexie Hull is proving, to be worth every penny for the Indiana Fever. Now, this is a big deal because for the first few games, you know, she was a hamstring injury, coming off the bench. She wasn't looking that great. I got to keep it real. You wasn't looking that great coming off the bench. And you had a lot of people saying, this is what we got for $800,000. Oh, no. But since, I guess, maybe getting a bit more healthy and being reinserted into the starting lineup, getting more minutes next to Caitlin Clark, she's looking a lot better. Got to cut down on some of the ridiculous fouls. But
everyone was questioning the front office when they handed out that massive contract. Critics looked at the numbers and the early injuries, suggesting that Lexie Hull might be one of the most overpaid players in the league. However, Stephanie White saw something entirely different during a private training session that changed the narrative. The way Hull moved without the ball and mirrored Caitlin Clark's instincts was remarkable. It wasn't just about talent. It was about a rare on-court chemistry that most duos spend years trying to build. Watching them operate with such speed, precision, and understanding behind closed doors revealed something special. That practice became the first indication that a serious challenge was emerging for the rest of the WNBA, as the connection between Clark and Hull looked ready to elevate the Fever to another level. This is what we got for $800,000. Oh, no. But since, I guess, maybe getting a bit more healthy and being reinserted into the starting lineup, getting more minutes next to Caitlin Clark, she's looking a lot better. Got to cut down on some of the ridiculous fouls, but that seems to be a league-wide issue at this point. Okay. Here it says, the Indiana Fever starting lineup is proving to be objectively stronger with Lexie Hull in it, as I stated when she was coming off the bench. The Fever re-signed Hull, who's in her fifth season, to a 2-year, $1.6 million. The training sessions were described as nothing short of legendary. Caitlin Clark revealed that the team hadn't been limiting itself to battles against its own teammates. Instead, they were going head-to-head with a group of elite male practice players. This wasn't a typical scrimmage where everyone played cautiously. It was intense, high-level basketball filled with physical play, relentless competition, and players refusing to back down. Stephanie White was reportedly amazed by the toughness and intensity Lexie Hull displayed throughout these workouts. Rather than simply keeping pace, Hull frequently emerged as one of the most aggressive competitors on the court, showcasing her confidence, resilience, and readiness after recovering from her hamstring injury.
Was a perfect 4 for 4 from beyond the arc and shot a flawless 100% from the field. She was also a plus 25 in the plus minus category, further attesting to her significant impact. Okay, it says second most efficient 15-point. She had the second most efficient 15-plus point game in WNBA history. So she's showing you, you already know on the defensive end she's going to bring it, but offensively she's providing a bit of a spark as well. Here it says, Hull has also shown she plays better under pressure and even more so when her role is heavier. For instance, during the Fever's deep playoff run where they
were depleted with injuries, Hull elevated her offensive.
Lexie Hull has been providing the kind of spark that money alone can't buy, proving her value with every performance. Early in the season, critics were quick to question her impact as she dealt with a lingering hamstring issue and spent limited minutes coming off the bench. Many wondered whether the investment in her would truly pay off. However, everything changed once she returned to the starting lineup and began logging significant minutes alongside Clark. Since then, Hull has looked like a completely different player, more confident, aggressive, and influential on both ends of the floor. The chemistry between her and Clark has become impossible to ignore, developing into the kind of connection that can create major problems for opposing teams and keep coaches searching for answers.
Pressure, and even more so when her role is heavier. For instance, during the Fever's deep playoff run where they were depleted with injuries, Hull elevated her offensive production. Her scoring average jumped from 7 to 10 during the playoff stretch, establishing her as one of the team's most clutch performers. Her impact on the team is evident in several key areas. Okay, it says after signing her new contract, Hull is showing why she is worth every penny of it. Her wing versatility and solid point of attack defense forces Indiana to find ways to keep her on the floor. More specifically, when stars Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell playing alongside her, the fact that Hull is one of the best floor spacers.
The statistical surge that followed was enough to grab everyone's attention. In a recent performance against Portland, Hull delivered 16 points while shooting a perfect 100% from the field. She knocked down all 4 of her three-point attempts and finished with an impressive plus 25 rating, showcasing her impact on both ends of the court. The performance was recognized as one of the most efficient high-scoring games in WNBA history, further highlighting her growing importance to the team. For Stephanie White, those numbers simply reinforced what had already become clear during practice sessions. The connection between Hull and Caitlin Clark was producing results at an extraordinary level, and together they were turning strong performances into historic achievements.
Indiana to find ways to keep her on the floor. More specifically, when stars Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell playing alongside her, the fact that Hull is one of the best floor spacers opens up scoring lanes for the team's primary playmakers. When opposing teams decide to swarm any of the Fever's guards, Hull elite three-point range, where she shot over 40% the last two seasons, gives them another scoring option. I think that's a really, really big deal. Lexie Hull being able to stretch the floor and knock down that catch and shoot three. It says Hull thrives when shooting from the corner, and it's only second to Marina Mabry this season in offensive net points in this category. So,
Caitlin Clark couldn't hide her admiration when talking about the grit and determination Lexie Hull brings to the court every single day. She described Hull as a relentless, fiery competitor who embraces the hard work that often goes unnoticed, but plays a crucial role in winning games. Clark noted that Hull is constantly diving for loose balls, battling for position, and sacrificing her body for the team, to the point where it can be nerve-wracking to watch. Her commitment to every possession reflects a level of toughness and effort that sets the tone for the entire roster. Whether she's chasing down a loose ball, taking a charge, or making a hustle play, Hull's relentless energy has become a major reason for the Fever's success and growing reputation as a serious playoff contender.
$1,000 per year that she is getting, okay? And I know Caitlin Clark is really happy to have Lexie Hull back, and Caitlin spoke about Lexie and more here in this interview.
Yeah, super cool. I don't think I've ever been in a place that had so many people, and obviously, like, you know how many people are going to be going into it, but I think, like, once you get out there in front of that many people, it's like, oh my gosh. But really fun. Obviously, a really cool finish too down the stretch. I'm not like huge into racing. I'm still learning about it, but I left before the race was over. But I was watching at home on TV, and I was screaming at the TV, so it's pretty.
The defensive end is where Lexie Hull truly makes her impact, and it is one of the reasons Stephanie White values her so highly. Hull consistently ranks among the team's leaders in deflections, using her relentless effort and sharp instincts to disrupt opposing offenses. She has developed a reputation as a tenacious on-ball defender who isn't afraid of physical play and regularly absorbs contact while battling for position. Her willingness to sacrifice her body and take charges has made her one of the most effective defensive players on the floor. Rather than focusing on scoring numbers or individual recognition, Hull embraces the challenge of guarding the opposing team's top player and making every possession difficult. That selfless approach gives Caitlin Clark greater freedom to concentrate on creating offense, knowing she has a dependable and relentless defender supporting the team on the other end of the court.
I'm not like huge into racing. I'm still learning about it, but I left before the race was over. But I was watching at home on TV, and I was screaming at the TV. So it was pretty fun and pretty cool, and just the excitement from even like all the fans and how excited they were that I was the Grand Marshal was really special, and definitely crossed it off my Indianapolis bucket list. So it was fun.
When you talk about not taking these moments for granted, Caitlin,
Yeah.
does that kind of reinforce, wow, like
For
people
sure.
actually look forward to seeing me, and I'm not even driving.
For sure. I mean, like I said, I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I'd never been there before. But even like just doing the red carpet before, like when I first got there, I was like, oh my gosh, like there's people like just.
But don't let Lexie Hull's defensive reputation fool you into thinking she can't score. Hull has developed into one of the league's most dangerous floor spacers, forcing defenses into an impossible choice. Focus on Caitlin Clark and leave Hull open, or stay attached to Hull and allow Clark more room to operate. That offensive chemistry has become a major weapon for the Indiana Fever. Clark also opened up about the pressure of serving as Grand Marshal at the Indianapolis 500, admitting she was surprisingly nervous in front of such a massive crowd. Back on the court, however, her focus remains on helping the Fever grow through intense practices and constant competition. Stephanie White believes those demanding training sessions are helping transform Indiana into a legitimate contender, and the connection between Clark and Hull has been at the center of that progress. Hull's contract, once questioned by critics, now looks increasingly valuable as she continues to impact games with elite defense, reliable shooting, and relentless hustle. Her ability to contribute without needing the ball has made her one of the most important players on the roster, while her friendship and trust with Clark have strengthened their on-court chemistry. Clark has praised Hull's work ethic, intelligence, and willingness to do whatever it takes to win, whether that means diving for loose balls, making defensive stops, or knocking down timely shots. The grueling practices have only strengthened their bond and sharpened their games, creating a partnership that thrives under pressure. Hull's toughness and consistency have become contagious throughout the roster, helping establish a culture built on effort, accountability, and resilience. As the Fever continue their rise, Clark's creativity and star power, combined with Hull's defense, shooting, and relentless energy, have turned Indiana into a team nobody wants to face. What began as hard work behind closed doors is now producing results on the court, and the rest of the WNBA is starting to realize that the Fever are no longer built around just one star. They have found a dynamic duo capable of leading the franchise into a new era of success.